Mr. Ian Darjiling, who's unable to truly express how he's feeling, asks, "Did you give up the game, Harry, in your interview with 60 Minutes with Andersson Cooper, when you replied, 'What difference would it make?' to the question, 'Why don't you renounce your titles?'" Look, I'm not even sure that I understand that question. Yes, what a surprise. Give up the game? I mean, what on earth does that mean? Give up the game? This isn't a game. This isn't a game, Mr. Darjiling. Okay? And if that is your thing, then I don't even want to know what you're feeling. Because it's hardly healing. It's unappealing. I think Harry made one of his, few good points there, actually. How is us renouncing our titles going to make any difference? I mean, the monarchy is a fundamentally, outdated system. They need to adapt, And us giving up our titles isn't going to affect that at all. And to be perfectly honest, even if giving our titles back would, bring things all into line and fix all the problems, we still wouldn't do it because we want our cut. Yeah, Harry, shut up. Right, because that does seem about it though, Meghan, doesn't it? I mean, he's been glamping at Wingefest in one of those yurts for a good few weeks now, filled to the brim with righteous ire. Yet, when he's asked if he'll do the one thing that would make his claims appear slightly more serious, he meekly, if not guiltily, says, well, what difference would that make? Look, I wasn't guilty, okay? I'd had 2 chai lattes and I was on a bit of a come down, all right? And plus, the meek will inherit the earth. Us keeping our titles might be able to actually, ironically, inadvertently, might make it easier for us to be able to, affect long-lasting, long-term change in the monarchy. Well, you sure know how to land on your feet. Look, without our titles, I'm not sure we'd be quite as effective in our quest for equality and absolute equilibrium. Oh, equity. Yeah, and that. Right, so you want to keep your titles of nobility to aid you in your quest for equity. Nothing drives us more than the desire to strip unwarranted power, away from those who wield it. Well, the irony is positively combustible. These arrogant royals swan around the world stage, assuming that people are interested in them. Yeah, it's annoying that, isn't it? Yeah, so we need to swan around the world and point that out, point that fact out. That the monarchy is an archaic institution, resistant to change, that harbors bigoted and prejudiced unconscious biases. And our titles help draw the crowds. Right, because from an outside perspective, it looks like you're simply clawing onto your titles like life jackets as you sink into the quagmire of ridicule. And knowing that the only consistent move with your narrative would be to renounce your titles, but then fearing, and quite rightly, that you become just Mr. and Mrs. Meghan Markle, heading straight for the looming spectre of divorce, depression, and disgrace. With Harry holding his head in his hands, knowing that he surrendered the only thing that made him ever so slightly interesting, and Meghan on a beeline for an aged billionaire with a heart condition. That was the video, and I'd be much appreciated if you'd like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Cheers.